Hello guys and welcome back to Car Obsession. Now, as some of you would have noticed, in recent times I've really got into my car cleaning, but there are a few things in my equipment list that do annoy me. One of them is my hose. Now, yes, this is anti-kink and most of the time it does live up to that. Because I haven't got a reel to put it onto, when I pop this back into the garage, I'll have to try and fold it up as much as I can, and it is quite cumbersome and therefore it takes up quite a lot of space. Now, if you're wondering why I haven't got a reel, it's, well, lack of space in the garage really. So yeah, this is a bit annoying. Therefore, I came across this and I thought I would give it a go. An expandable hose. Now, I bought this off Temu, so this is China's finest, although I do think this actually came from the UK. But anyway, so I've been interested to try one of these for a bit of time, but I've seen quite mixed reviews. Therefore, is it any good and should you buy one? Keep watching to find out. So then, what exactly is an expandable hose? Well, the clue's in the name. It is a hose that expands when you use it. The advantage of this is that when it isn't in use, it shrinks down and you can actually scrunch it up and fit it into the bag provided. So that is very helpful, easier to store, and it takes up less space. Now, the length of this hose is a bit weird. It's 30.48 meters. I don't know, I'm guessing it's being converted from feet, and therefore it's got a funny conversion. This was about £17 from Temu, although I checked a few moments ago, and annoyingly, this hose has actually dropped down to £13 and a few pence. But thankfully, with Temu, within 30 days, you can request a price adjustment. Therefore, I can get a partial refund because it's still within 30 days that I bought this. Therefore, I will get some money back. So, well, I say money back, it goes into your Temu credit. So you can't actually get the money back, as it were. It just sits in your Temu balance. For the quality of the hose, well, I mean, the connectors feel okay. They're not screaming quality, but of course it is from Temu. So the autofocus hasn't been no. There we go. Sorry, the autofocus isn't really working with me, so I'm going to override it and do manual focus. Otherwise, we're going to be here all day. So there we go. So gives you an idea of the quality. Again, I'm just going to have to manually focus everything myself. It's going to be less of a faff. And there we go. So yeah, I mean, the quality seems okay. The proof will be in the pudding when I actually use it. You do get a few accessories with the kit. Oh, that's really zoomed in, sorry. That's better. So you do get some accessories. So you get this little gun, which is quite cheap and plasticky, but yeah, you get what you pay for. So if I just get you here, you're going to have to muck about with the autofocus. Well, I'm going to have to do manual focus. You can see you've got a few different settings. So you've got angle, soaker. If I go that way, you've got jet, cone, shower, flat, full, center, half vert, whatever that is, mist. Yeah, you can't really see it on camera because I'm trying to watch this and watch the screen at the same time. It's actually quite difficult. I need my eyes to go in different directions. So yeah, you do get a little gun. Pew, pew. Yeah, you do get that. You do get a bracket, so you can mount it onto the wall. And you do get a few other bits and bobs in here as well, which have just fallen out of my little bag. So you've got this connector here. Again, I'll just do manual focus so you can actually see it. So this connector has got a screw type. So you can, if you've got an outdoor tap that's got a little screw thread on it, you can screw it onto that, and then obviously the hose goes onto that end. You do have various O-rings in here, and you do have some PTFE tape, which will help with any potential leakage. Now, that doesn't fill me with utter confidence, because if they provided that, it clearly means that they know it's going to leak. But I don't actually need that connector, so I can leave that to one side. So what we'll do now is we will fit it to the outdoor tap and see whether it's any good. Now, I've seen mixed reviews on these type of hoses, so I don't really know what to expect. A good friend and fellow YouTuber, Pocket Rockets, he has one of these hoses, and I used it briefly, and it seemed pretty good. It was a bit leaky, but it seemed all right. So yeah, let's see how we get on. Okay, let's connect this bad boy up to the outdoor tap, which isn't actually mine, but my neighbours very kindly let me use it. Yeah, I must admit, that connector in the hand, yeah, it doesn't exactly advertise quality, but you get what you pay for. I thought that was me then, all that water rushing out. So I think I didn't do anything. Right, okay, so, right, okay, moment of truth. Will it leak? Okay, there is some leakage happening, but it's not quite as bad as I thought it'd be. So if I just get you a bit closer, well, actually, to be fair, you can see the leak from there. So it's not completely watertight, but yeah, better than I was expecting. So that's something, I suppose. So, an update on the expandable hose. As you would have seen earlier in the video, it was leaking from the tap end, but from the actual cartridge end, as you can hopefully see, it is as dry as a bone. So, if I just zoom you in fact, I say that, you can't really see it at all, can you? But, yeah, if I bring you even closer, you'll see there's no leakage at all. So, it's the opposite of an old BMW. It's not leaking. So yeah, that is a pleasant surprise, because I was expecting it to leak from both ends, but nope, the cartridge end is all good. And I do like the idea of this, and it's quite snazzy. It's quite a snazzy design. The advert is just plain black, so when it turned up and I saw it was black and green, I quite like it. It's like an arrow. Other chocolate bars are available. So yeah, I've been pleased with that. So all I'm going to do now is finish the car clean and then see what it's like to disconnect the hose. Because when I used, so I don't know if I mentioned, but good friend and fellow YouTuber Pocket Rockets, he has this hose, and when I took it off when I unplugged it from the tap, it went psh, and I got soaked. So I want to see if the same thing happens here. So we'll come to that in a few moments. But so far, yeah, it's been good. And for my own personal use, 30.48 meters is actually overkill, but I'd rather have too much than not enough. So yeah, that's absolutely fine. Anyway, I'm going to carry on with my car clean before I run out of shade, because the sun is coming around and I'm starting to lose shade. So we don't want that. We don't want to be cleaning direct in the sunlight. Not ideal. Now, just for pure curiosity, I'm going to give this a go. So turn the water off for the cartridge for the time being. Here we go. This is angle, which makes sense because you have to angle it up. That's soaker, which it's soaking something, but it's coming straight out. That's rubbish. Jet. That to me is not much of a jet. Cone. Cone's pretty good. Well, it is kind of leaking out the bottom. Shower. Yep, okay, yep. Flat. That's quite good. Oh, full. What's this? Okay, yep. Centre. Okay. And half vert. Oh, half vertical, I'm guessing that means. And we're back to mist. Ah, well, there we are. That was entertaining, wasn't it? Let's move you guys back to where you were, which was roughly about here, give or take. Well, that was entertaining, wasn't it? Right, can I do this without making a mess? 1, 2, 3. Smooth operator. Well, the verdict on the attachment, it's so-so. Thankfully, I don't need it. If I did need it, I think I'd be a bit disappointed. Anyway, glat the car and dry it. So. So there we have it, the Temu special expandable hose. You know what? That is stonking good value. And I know Temu has questionable business ethics, I get that. Normally it isn't a company I would use, but because we used it recently on our joint channel, Pocket Rockets and I, whilst I was there, I thought, okay, let me get a few other bits for myself that I think would come in handy. And this, so far, has come in handy. Yes, it does leak a little bit from the tap, but I find relatively common that a hose will leak a little bit from the tap and it's not gushing out, so yeah, that isn't a concern. And look at that, all ready to go, all nice and scrunched up, ready for the next use. I don't have to wrestle this into some kind of pile which doesn't really resemble a pile and put it in the garage. Yeah, I don't have to wrestle that anymore, which is good news. So would I recommend this? Yes, I would. I think this is a very good product at a very good price. The actual gun attachment is pretty naff, so I wouldn't recommend that, but the hose itself, yeah, for the money, I really don't think you can go wrong. So if you have found this video useful or enjoyable, don't forget to like, comment and subscribe. If you are subscribed, don't forget to click the bell icon so you get notified every time I make a video. But until the next time guys, be sure to keep up the car obsession.